Happy Monday, all my lovely bookish friends out there. We are going to get started into Reading Rush. It is the first day of a week-long Reading Rush readathon. If you guys haven't checked out my TBR to see what I will be reading, get on up in there in the cards or down below in the description, and you guys can check out all the prompts and all the books that I'm going to be trying to get to fill all those prompts for the next week. And I'm going to try to read as many books as I possibly can. I'll probably try and vlog a little bit as I'm going and do a brief wrap up at the end. Just figured I'd check in and say hey to start and tell you what book I'm going to begin with. So I will be starting with The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. So this was my book that I touched first, and so I chose it for that prompt. Does that make sense? The prompt is to read the book that you first touched. So I did that on camera on my TBR video. So we're going to get into this one first, and I will talk to you guys soon. Good morning, lovelies. How are we doing? It is Tuesday morning of the Reading Rush. I didn't update too much yesterday just because I literally all day long was editing for the rest of the week's videos to go up. So that took up most of my day. I also got my Owlcrate, so I filmed my unboxing and got that up as well. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll put it in the cards and also down below in the description.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this again.
Yes.
We're gonna make it happen.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna be opening this book.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so we're gonna be opening the next one. So
You're so silly.
So
I had so much fun unboxing with my daughter, Chloe. And so you guys should definitely check that one out. It was a really, really fun one to film. Last night we also had our family moving night together. So my husband and my daughter and I all watched Dr. Seuss's The Lorax, the one with the trees. It was super cute. And so we had a lot of fun with that one. And then at the end with the Let It Grow song, we all kind of danced around and had some fun. I also wanted to update you a little bit on my reading so far. So I started The Girl on the Train. This one was the first book I touched in my TBR video, and it also starts with the word "the," and I am on page 55 so far. I read a little bit last night, and I'm actually using the new Star Wars bookmark in here that I got from Owlcrate. Little Munchkin's always antsy when I make her be quiet for these. So right now in this book, we are just laying a lot of the groundwork, getting to know our two main characters. So we have Rachel, who is the girl on the train and witnesses whatever event it is. I haven't gotten that far, but when she's on the train, when she's on the train, she goes by these tracts of houses, and there's one couple that she always watches, and she's made up this story about who they are and all this stuff, and this person actually happens to live a few doors down from where she used to live, so that brings some bad memories around. But we definitely have the not super reputable storyline going on with her. She is an alcoholic and drinks way too much, and we've already lost time in a few different moments where we're not really sure what happened, and she just wakes up and we have to kind of put the pieces together. So we'll see how that goes. Also, we are following Megan, and she's actually the girl who lives in the house that Rachel has made up the story about. She calls her Jess. And so we have had a little bit of her, and then right where I'm at, she goes missing. And so not really sure what's going on there or why she's missing. We'll have to find out more. So far, it's okay. We're just laying groundwork. Nothing too phenomenal has happened yet. I also am listening to the audiobook for The Husband's Secret by Liane Moriarty. This one works for my birthstone prompt color, and then also starts with the, so we've got a couple different spots in which this one works for the prompt. And we actually have 3 perspectives in this one. The first perspective I've gotten twice so far is it Rachel as well? No, it is Cecilia. So Cecilia is the one that she finds this letter that her husband had written that says, "Open if I die," and she's debating whether she should open it or not. And she asks her husband about it. And he's like, "Oh, it's just weird, sappy, romantic stuff. Don't open it. I'll be embarrassed." But she feels like he's being weird about it. And then we also have 2 other timelines, Tess and Rachel. And one of them, I believe it's Rachel, her and her husband have a little one, and they are, I don't totally remember. So one of them, we're following this lady who, her son has had a kid with. So one of them we are following, one of the ladies is the grandma to this little boy, and she has her son and a daughter-in-law, and they are going to move away to New York City, and she is really bummed because she watches the grandson a lot. And then we also have another timeline that I'm completely spacing on right now. I think we just had like a small section of. When I get into the audiobook later, I'll remember. But I haven't gotten very far into this one, if you can't tell. And definitely, I mean, these ladies are going to intersect here soon, I'm sure. And there's something about, they seem to all have, maybe they're all brothers or something, the men or something like that, it sounds like. So, yeah, I'm not totally sure where this one's going, but I'll probably listen to it here a little bit later today. I am going to be, right now, I'm about to update my Goodreads. I have a couple books I need to write reviews for. If you guys don't follow me on Goodreads, I write reviews for all the books that I read, so definitely hop on over there. I'll put the link to my Goodreads down below in the description. And then also, I want to try and finish up the sewing project I've been working on today, and so I'll probably put my headphones in and listen to the audiobook for that while I am sewing. And then I need to also do some schoolwork later today as well. I am in summer school, as well as I have to get ready for my fall semester of nursing school, so I got a bunch of stuff going on with that. And that's probably most of my day. But I should get a good chunk into the audiobook, I'm sure. So I'll update you guys later. Kind of losing track of my days a little bit right now. And yesterday just completely got away from me. I worked on my sewing project and didn't finish it up until like 2, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. And then I, after that, was like, okay, I don't really feel like I have a lot of time to get my school stuff in and get focused on that, so I like cleaned for like a couple hours and made dinner and that kind of thing. So I was exhausted after all that and did a bunch of reading. Plus, I was listening to my audiobook while I was sewing and cleaning, so I flew through a bunch of that. And so I have some reading updates for you guys. So, I guess we can start with The Husband's Secret. This was my audiobook, and it was a really long audiobook. It was like 13 and a half hours, or 13:45 or something. And I'm not ready to fully rate this yet. We'll do that at the end. Give me a second to think about it. But I feel like there was 2 lessons to get out of this. 1, don't make assumptions, because, you know, what's the old saying? Assumptions make an ass out of you and me. And there's a lot of assumptions about people in this book that really got thrown in the people's face. Like, well, you assumed wrong. And then also, karma's a bitch. Karma comes around for a lot of these people and just slaps them in the face. They're not bad people. There's some bad things that happen, and just all the 3 families kind of get intertwined and mixed up. And Tessa's point of view and family, though, I really don't know that it was necessary in this book. I don't know. I just kept thinking that, like, where is she actually getting pulled into this story, really? I don't know. So that was kind of to me. I enjoyed how the author kind of was able to weave all these little pieces and clues together towards the end, and it was kind of like I don't know, I didn't really feel like it was very thrilling. It's kind of more mystery-ish, I guess. I don't know. In that genre, sure, but it was kind of more of a dramatic, like, following of these 3 women and their families and how they were feeling and stuff. I think I would have enjoyed this more if I read it, honestly, because I think some of the details and stuff were getting lost in the audiobook, because I kept getting like, wait, who are we talking about? Like, what perspective am I at right now? And I'd have to, like, think about, like, what's going on with that woman, and it just, I don't know, it may have gone smoother if I actually read it. So right now I'm leaning towards probably like a 3, because I did enjoy the story and the book. I just didn't love it. There's nothing extra about it. So that's what I'm kind of thinking on that one right now. Then last night I read in bed for a while The Girl on the Train. So I'm on page 164 right now. And I don't know if I'm liking this one very much either. This one's kind of average for me as well. I'm hoping that, like, the twist comes and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. This is good. But I just really am not a fan of the main character. Rachel, they use the trope of her just being a drunk all the time, and so she's constantly drinking and losing time, but then she's trying not to drink, and so she can figure out what's going on. And I don't know, I'm not enjoying her point of view. I don't know, it's okay. I wish we were getting a little bit more from Megan, the girl that went missing. We do get some timelines from her from before she went missing, or like the year before, and so I would like a little bit more from her. But yeah, both of the main people that we're following in here definitely messed up in different ways. Oh, hummingbird. Bye, hummingbird. Sorry, that was like an up squirrel. So hopefully the twist will be very interesting. I mean, I'm a little more pulled into it, and I was moving through it a little faster last night. I'm feeling kind of meh about it right now. So this morning I figured I would sit out here for a little bit and read. My niece loves Raina Telgemeier and wants me to read all of her books, so this is next up on the list. I think I'm going to read her last book that I read was like an hour, and then I can knock off reading an entire book outside and just enjoy some of the nice weather out right now. It's actually a little chilly, hence the jacket. And then today I have to get a whole bunch of schoolwork done. I didn't get like any done yesterday. I changed to cleaning my house instead. But now that the house is clean, I'm gonna feel good to sit down at my desk and just plow through a bunch of schoolwork and about this book. You didn't read the book. What you going to talk about?
I'm just going to talk about... So, can I get started? And this is what Mom wrote. Like, read it and look in the pictures. Mom, do you
gotta show. You can't just say look at the pictures and not show the pictures. Ooh. Ah. Alright, so it's been, I don't know, maybe like an hour. Been hanging out outside and I finished up drama here. The story is about Callie here, and she is on the theater stage crew, and she's making all the sets, and she meets Jesse and Justin, and they are twins, and they're kind of new friends, and they end up on the cast as well as doing the stage crew, and it's just really fun. Like, they're getting to know each other as friends, and you know, Callie's a little boy crazy, so maybe she kind of likes them, maybe she kind of likes some other boys. She has a best friend, Liz. I mean, it's just very like fun little middle grade type story, but it's nice to see like Callie has a real passion. Timmy, shh. Callie has a real passion for theater, and it's cool to see her kind of put herself out there and go for it and have fun with it. And she like goes to the bookstore and looks at all kinds of fun books, and she like researches her play with movies and music, and so yeah, I mean, it was a really fun little read. I would probably say, I mean, it's like a 3-star for me. It's cute and fun, but it's just not my preferred genre. And so yeah, that was the second book finished in the Reading Rush readathon here. I am going to go and start some schoolwork, and my daughter kind of wants to make a fort today and take the dog for a walk, so maybe we'll do a little bit of that too. Alright, I lied. I'm not doing schoolwork. Decided to take Chloe and the puppy on a walk because I'm exhausted right now. I just kind of need to get the blood flowing. I'm hoping that this will help me get myself awake enough to focus on some school. Wish me luck. Exhausted today. I don't know what it is, but I'm just so tired. I did a small little bit of school, and then I shopped for my daughter's birthday presents, and then I read Ever After by Olivia Wieweg, I think it's pronounced. And this one I got through NetGalley because it's coming out in September here in the US, but it is actually being adapted from its original German format, which came out in 2018. And it is a graphic novel about a zombie apocalypse, and it's like 2 years after, and how this girl ends up needing to travel to a different town, but she does it in ways that she's not supposed to, and just kind of her little small trip along the way. And now I think I'm going to lay down in my bed and rest and read the Percy Jackson graphic novel of The Lightning. thief, and yeah, I think it's just going to be like graphic novel day today. And I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to read a little bit of my school stuff in a little bit. I'm so tired, and I'm tired of staring at that computer screen. My eyes hurt. I don't like it anymore. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's fort time. All right, I finished another graphic novel today. I finished up Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, and I really enjoyed it. This is probably my favorite graphic novel that I've read. I gave it 4 stars, and I just really liked the movies when I did see them, and obviously I'm definitely fans of the books being a million times better, and I just enjoyed the journey through this one. It gave me like enough details to where I understood what was going on, but like still could see some fun like action scenes, and the art style was really cool, and I'm curious now to read. Sorry, animals going crazy. Let's backtrack a little here. So basically it made me more excited to actually read the original series and maybe read through all of Rick Riordan's original. I think there's 5 books in the series, so I may have to go back and see what the difference is between the movies and then the graphic novel and the actual original book. But right now I've got to start making dinner. I have to stop being lazy. So I'm out here, I'm gonna start the barbecue up and make some chicken and veggies, and it's gonna be a good night. Good morning, guys. It is Friday. I did not vlog at all yesterday. I kind of just needed a day in which to focus on getting some school stuff done. So let's just backtrack a little bit. Wednesday night, I know you guys saw me on Wednesday. I was reading a bunch of graphic novels, and then after I finished up Percy Jackson, I made dinner, and then I like watched a bunch of BookTube, and I fell asleep at like 9 o'clock. So exhausted. So I got some extra sleep. So then yesterday on Thursday, I was like feeling energized, feeling good. So I was like, okay, I really got to get some school stuff done. And I really didn't think that it would be that entertaining for you guys to watch me doing schoolwork. So I didn't really get to vlog very much. I didn't really read very much. I'm afraid this book is putting me into a little bit of a slump at the moment. And I've been debating whether I want to just DNF it. I want to know what happens to see if the end is going to pull it up a little bit and make it more interesting, but at the same time, I don't want to not read because I'm not enjoying the book. If you guys don't know what book I'm talking about The Girl on the Train. I read a little bit more last night. I almost didn't and just picked up something else, but I was like, let's just read just a little more just to see. So I'm on page 200, and I mean, we found out a little bit more about Megan. I wish there was more bits of Megan. I like her more. And so that's a little struggle. And every time I'm reading Rachel, I don't like her as a character. I feel like she's saying the same things. It's very repetitive. And so I'm just struggling with some of that. I don't know. So I'm still debating. Do I want to continue this book or move on to something else? I'm thinking about, like, I really want to read Illuminae. This one's been calling to me on my shelf. I'm very interested in getting into that one. I also really kind of want to read Skyward. Maybe The Last Magician. Things Are Falling. I also really kind of want to get to my Owlcrate book. I want to get to A Torch Against the Night, which is like a book I really wanted to get to this month because I loved An Ember in the Ashes, and I want to get going on that series a little bit more. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I have quite a few books that I want to get to, so I may not finish this one. Maybe, like, out of this stack, I will, like, close my eyes, and whichever one I touch first can be my new prompt for the one I touched first, or maybe it should be Illuminae, because that was the first one technically in the stack that I put there. I don't know. We'll see. Still debating. my other thing is I finished up my audiobook very early in this week, so I have a couple things that I'm thinking as far as that goes. I did get a hold through Libby for The Long Way Down, and this was a book that Becca in the books was just reading, and it's like an hour and a half audiobook because it's told in verse, so it goes pretty quick. And so with 2 times speed, which is what I usually listen at, it'll take me like 45 minutes. So I was thinking maybe when I'm cooking dinner tonight, I would go ahead and do that one, because that should be finished up between dinner and dishes. I should be able to listen through there. So then at that point, what audiobook do I want to move to? I am not 100% sure. Part of me wants to get into maybe like a romancy kind of book, because I don't know, I'm kind of feeling in the mood for something like that. But the other part of me is thinking that I might finally start the Shadowhunter series, because City of Bones is on Hoopla, and I could always also do an audio and physical read of this one since I have the book. So we'll just add that to the stack. I also forgot I have some e-arcs that I really want to get to that are coming out in September that I'm going to need to read soon, so I can tell you guys what I think there. So that's also a thought in my brain. I just have too many books that I want to read right now, and it's kind of an issue because I have too many other things to do. Besides reading issues today, I need to get on my Goodreads, update my reviews for the books that I've read this week. Schoolwork. I did get a good chunk done yesterday, but one day a week is not going to cut it, so, you know, I kind of need to do some more today for sure. I don't know, I feel like I have quite the list and I can't think of anything, but I have like a bajillion things that I would like to do today that I need to just kind of organize my thoughts of what I want to do, what I need to do, and make a plan of action. So that's what I'm going to go do right now. And Friday. It is 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish, somewhere in there. I'm sure you guys saw, decided to DNF The Girl on the Train, and I started Illuminae. I definitely am enjoying this so much more. I'm on page 73 at the moment, and it's super fun to be learning about this story through like memos and interviews and emails, and I'm enjoying our characters so far. I love the humor in here. Like, I've definitely been laughing through a lot of this. There's a lot of like sarcastic humor, which I'm a very sarcastic person, so it works beautifully for me. Like, some of the snarkiness, I don't know, I love it. And so yeah, I'm definitely enjoying this one. It is mainly about this planet colony that ends up getting attacked, and so the UTA, I don't remember the exact wording, that's their acronym, comes in, and one of their ships is nearby, and they like help to get a bunch of the civilians off the planet, but they're still being chased. Then there's also something going on with them that's being very secretive, and so I don't know what that is yet, but we're going to find out soon, I'm sure. Well, it's 600 pages, so maybe not super soon, but eventually. I also think there may be a slight romance between our main characters, so we'll see. They broke up like the day of the attack, before everything happened. And so I'm wondering if that will come back around. But that's my brief little update with my reading. I'm hoping to get maybe a little bit more in today, and then tomorrow I should be able to get through a lot because it's Saturday and I don't plan on doing a ton of schoolwork like I did all day today. So yes, most of my day has been schoolwork again. So fun. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just the most entertaining person ever. I also edited this vlog, which I feel like is coming along pretty well. You guys will have to let me know. And tonight I am doing a sleepover with my daughter. She wants to sleep over in our bed and just have like movies and fun, and we're just gonna hang out and stay up late together and you know, fun stuff like that. So I'm not sure if I'll get time to read later. It depends on how late she ends up staying up. And so hopefully I'll get some footage of that. I also think I might insert a little like photo collage because my daughter likes to take my phone and just take pictures of random stuff. And so I have like probably 150 pictures on my phone right now that she took this afternoon. So that'll be coming up right now. Walmart real quick, and we are going to get some provisions for our sleepover tonight, and I figured I'd take you guys along. I also started the audiobook for The Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, and he actually reads the audiobook, which is really cool, and it's really cool to be listening to it since it's in verse, like audibly. You can just like get all the intonations right and stuff, so definitely enjoying that. So let's go. Here's me and the Chloe. We're all snuggled up in our jammies, and we got Blanky ready for our movie night. Over here we've got water, Mike and Ike's, candy, peanut butter brownies, all the goods. Chloe, I'm thinking you can pick the first movie and then Mommy picked the second one?
Yeah!
Okay. Yeah. Whoa!
I almost fell off!
Yeah. What are you gonna pick? Keeps happening in my camera, but this is like the third time I'm trying to say hi to you guys. So it is Saturday in the afternoon. I've been reading for most of the morning, and I intend to read the rest of the day. I really want to finish Illuminae. I'm on page like 300. It is the coolest way to read a sci-fi book. Like, we just went through like a fun action scene, and like you like read the page and it's all in like waves, and you just feel like you're like moving with the like fighter jet things, and I don't know, it's just really fun. There's like moments when it's like hit me in the chest, like, oh man, did that just happen? Then there's also like a lot of moments where I'm like laughing my ass off. It's just, yeah, a really enjoyable read, and I'm so glad that I decided to pick this up and stop reading the other one that I was really just not into. So most of today I'm probably going to be reading and chilling, and don't really have a lot of plans. Last night with my munchkin was super fun. We had a blast. We watched like 3 movies, stayed up super late, ate a lot of sugar. Those brownies with the peanut butter, so good. Like, oh my gosh, amazing. And what else? We did like a pillow fight and told stories, and we just had a lot of fun. So that's the day.
So Flower decided to go for a hunt. Then she saw her brother on a ship.
Her brother on a ship, huh?
Uh-huh.
And then what did the wolf do? Flower.
It's a big brother. Next is the baby girl's brother. There's 2 babies.
Okay.
And he was named Boy.
His name was Boy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they sailed it off, and her baby sister scared her like this. Wow!
Ah! Do you see this craziness? This is over 500 pages in a day of reading, but I just finished Illuminae. Like, I wish I could tell you guys more, but I don't want to tell you guys anything in case you're going to read this, because I feel like anything I tell you would just give away points of the story that, like, I just didn't know were a part of this story. So just read it. I mean, it just takes you in every possible direction. It gives you all the emotions, like laughing, hopelessness. There were several moments when it just felt like something just went right in my heart. I was just like, ah. Yeah, no. Like, there's no way this was not a 5-star read. And thank God, because obviously I DNF'd the book before this, and most of the books that I read so far this week have been just kind of average reads. So I am so glad that I picked this up, because, like, so good. And I'm kind of on a roll right now, and I just kind of want to keep reading. Like, what if I can finish, like, a whole nother book tonight? I don't think that's gonna happen, unless it's a really short book. But it could happen. I don't know. So maybe you'll see my face again soon. Hey everybody, it is Sunday morning. I do work today, and that is where I am at right now. Just taking my break before we open up for the day. And while I was kind of setting everything up this morning, I finished up The Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. And it was just a short little audiobook told in verse, and at the end there's actually like a small interview kind of thing with the author where he talked about it. And I think I'll give a little more thoughts later on it, because I feel like there's a good chunk I could say about the message behind it. And I just don't have a ton of time right now on my break. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one, and I'll be wrapping up everything really soon. But I just wanted to say hey. I'm gonna work my little patootie off today, and I think I might sit. I don't have too much of my break left, so I probably won't listen to too much of an audiobook. But tonight, I think I'm gonna listen to an audiobook and like do my nails and just kind of pamper myself a little bit. I was thinking about starting the next book in the Wayward Children series, number 2. I can't remember if that's the Jack and Jill one. I think it might be. So, a lot of people have said that that's their favorite, so we will have to see. But I figured that's a shorter audiobook that I hopefully will be able to finish up today for Reading Rush. And then we would have like, would we have 7 books? Yeah, I finished 6 books already. Holy moly. All right. Well, let's see if we can round it out to 7. Talk to you guys soon. Hello, everybody. I am home from work. I just put the little one to bed. I am going to paint my nails and relax. I started a little bit of the second book in the Wayward Children series, Down Among the Sticks and Bones, I believe it's called. So I'm going to listen to that a little bit and paint my nails, and I may update you in a little bit, but most likely I will just wrap everything up tomorrow morning and get this vlog up for you guys. So I will talk to you guys soon. Alright guys, it is Monday morning and it's time to wrap up our Reading Rush vlog. if you guys have made it this far, you're troopers, and thank you, because I know I have a lot of footage for this week, and I think I'm somewhere in the 30-minute range already at this point. So thank you for sticking around, and I hope you guys have been enjoying. If there's anything that you guys want to see in vlogs, let me know, or if there's things that you don't, just let me know so I can kind of adjust and make these enjoyable for you guys, as well as fun things for me to do as well. So I figured I would just give you guys a rundown of all the books that I read through this past week, and just really brief, quick thoughts, so we can just get this wrapped up. As we are going through this, I figured we could start with the book that I rated the lowest and up to my favorite book of the week. You probably will be able to guess at least the lowest and highest from the vlog, but this just makes it a fun way to go through it. So first up is going to be our DNF, The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. And this one was just, I didn't like the characters. I didn't like the unreliable narrator constantly talking about her drinking and blacking out, and I just didn't like it. Next up would be Ever After. I decided on 2 stars for this one. The story I got lost in the story. Like, the artwork, gorgeous, loved it. Loved the idea of a horror graphic novel, so I'll have to try out some other ones, see if that can actually be something I enjoy. But I don't know, there was some other message I feel like she was getting that I just wasn't getting. So that one was a 2-star for me. Next would probably be Drama. This was a 3-star, and this one follows Callie, and she is stage crew for the play they're putting on, and it was a really cute, fun story. I loved Callie and how much of her passion for the stage really came through, and she really delved into making the props and finding out more, watching movies, reading books, just everything. You could tell that she really enjoyed the work. It just was very middle grade-ish to me. She was very boy crazy, but with nothing to really stand on, you know. So if I was this age, I'm sure I would have graded it higher. It just wasn't for me. Next, we're going to have The Husband's Secret. And this one I enjoyed. The mystery was interesting. The messages were interesting. Our characters and how all the different lives intertwined into each other, interesting. I just didn't really enjoy Tessa's character. I just didn't really feel like she fit into the story. And just, I don't know. It just wasn't anything more than a 3-star for me. It was good, but not great. So, worth a read if you guys sound interested in it. Just wasn't my favorite. Next, I have the Percy Jackson graphic novel for The Lightning Thief. This one I gave a 4-star, and definitely a little bit of nostalgia in this one, because obviously the Percy Jackson series has been around for a long time. I've watched the movies, but I hadn't read the books. Now I really want to read the books after reading the graphic novel as well, and just remembering the fun magic and the story of it, and Greek mythology is just really fun, and I do enjoy when that's put into stories. So yeah, this was a 4-star for me. Next up will be Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Seanan McGuire. We haven't talked too much about this one, so I'll go into a little more depth with this one, but I finished my nails last night, and I listened to this as I did that. This is the second book in the Wayward Children series, and we're following Jack and Jill's story before they come to be in the school. And honestly, I can't give too much away because obviously I don't want to give away the first book, but I just love the writing in these. It's so fantastical and magical and creative and imaginative, and there's something about that just I really enjoy. So I think that really brings a little extra into it, but they're also just really different, interesting mini stories. So this one follows Jack and Jill, and Jack ends up working for a doctor who can, it's almost Frankenstein inspired, and then we have Jill who lives with the master, he's like a vampire, and she wants to become a vampire because she's just completely in love and enthralled in him. And just a little short story about how they came to be in that world. And so yeah, that was a fun one. Next would be The Long Way Down. I keep saying The Long Way Down, but it's Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. And this one was like one of those ones that make you think and just bring to light some of the things that go on in our society that just shouldn't. So this one is basically a poem that it's like written in verse, and it follows this young teen. I think he's like 16, 17 in the story. And his brother ends up getting shot because of probably some like gang war stuff. He knows 3 rules. He's taught 3 rules by his brother. So the third rule, though, is to get revenge. And so it's basically telling about this cycle of violence in which there's no end, because as soon as one person's killed, then another person feels like they have to get revenge for that person, and then that person has to get revenge for that person. And so we just have this long cycle, and you're following as our teen, I can't remember his name because I'm awful with names, gets into the elevator, and each floor he stops at, somebody new that he knew that got killed by gun violence gets on and tells a little piece of the story, and he has basically the elevator ride down, which is 60 seconds, to decide if he is actually going to go get revenge for his brother. And it's just really insightful, like all the things that can go wrong with that mentality and that idea. And what if, he hits the wrong person, or he doesn't know who actually did it, or somebody comes back and gets him. And it's just, very insightful, very powerful, really just a quick audiobook. Like if you guys have an hour and a half, just pick up the audiobook for this one. So it was really well done. And at the end, there was like a little bit from the author talking about he, had talked to teens in prison who were involved in a lot of this stuff. And this is like, a real mentality in teens who are involved in this. And it just needs to be known and heard and changed in our society that, these kids need to understand that that's not something that has to happen. You don't have to get revenge. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay, last book we're going to talk about is going to be Illuminae. And you guys just saw my thoughts on this, but I loved this book. 5-star read, 100%. Probably going to be one of my favorites of the year, and I really want to continue the series. I've heard that the next couple books aren't as good as this one, but oh my goodness, so good. I went on Goodreads to read the synopsis of this. Sometimes that helps me have an idea of how to explain a book, or make sure that I'm not giving away something that wasn't in the synopsis. They give away so much of this book that I didn't know and hadn't heard, and I feel like it made this book more enjoyable because I didn't know those things. So I'm not going to tell you guys these things, because when they popped up I was like, wait, what? This is in here? What? So if you haven't read the synopsis of this, just don't. Just read it. Get into it blind, because you will enjoy the surprises as they go, and it will just keep you really entertained. And if you want to be laughing and crying and just all the emotions, this is a good one. So highly recommend that one. And that is all of the 7 books that I read, plus my DNF. So I read 7.5 books, we'll say. I'm so glad you guys made it this far.